Let's face it, rabbits are cute and fluffy. But this particular rabbit in F.I.S.T, not so much. TiGames, the developer of F.I.S.T, Forged in Shadow Torch, has a different perspective of what a rabbit is. The rabbit in their game is a badass hero with a third bionic fist.
Before we go any further, please be sure to hit the like button as it truly helps out the video. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and also hit the bell notification icon as well. So as soon as a new video goes live, you will certainly be notified. Alright, thank you so much. Let's jump right in.
F.I.S.T, Forged in Shadow Torch is a new-gen Metroidvania game that will be released this year by TiGames, a game developer from Shanghai, China. They released a preview of F.I.S.T at Gamescom 2020 last year, and has been announced to be released on PC, PS4, and PS5. At the moment, there is no word on whether the game will be released on Xbox One or Series X, so maybe we can assume the developer is working out a deal with Team Xbox. Hopefully, we will hear some positive news on this front in the near future. Though they are not revealing much about the story, from what we can extrapolate from the story trailer and the game's Steam page, the narrative is set in a dieselpunk fable city named Torch City, where humanoid animals live and they are being oppressed and colonized by the Machine Legion, who rule with an iron fist, and with robot animals, or should I say, mech animals, as their tip of the spear. There, a rabbit named Rayton, with a rather violent past as a former soldier in the Resistance War, must reattach his bionic fist as a weapon to fight against the oppression, and being involved in a bigger scheme between the Mafia, the Rebellion, and the Legion, while trying to save his friend from his past, who has been forcibly arrested by the Legion. The gameplay will be a 3D side-scrolling game, as expected from a new-gen Metroidvania genre game, with challenging, immersive exploration and rather complex combat aspect. Players will need to dash and evade traps in the environment while exploring to get to the other side of the map. And even though the game is a side-scrolling experience, the maps are also expanded up and down, so players will have more exploration options whether they go horizontally or vertically. From what we've seen in the video, most of the enemies are mechanics and resemble animals like mechanical frogs, mechanical humanoid cats, and more with their own unique combat style. Players have to use different combo sets and methods to overcome the different types of enemies. For example, as shown in the dev's gameplay walkthrough, the mechanical frogs are capable of fast attacks and evading tricks, elite enemies with a large axe with powerful attacks, and most of his attacks cannot be interrupted by players. The developer has stated they will not offer players a defending state except for parries, so they expect players have to be aggressive while waiting for the right timing. It is a high-risk, high-reward style of combat with many combos available for players to find and get used to. Because of the many and unique enemies available, players are given quite the combative arsenal of usage, with each weapon maintaining unique features to help players conquer enemies and traversing the environment. From what they have shown us, you will have the aforementioned Bionic Fist, which its main feature is to fight enemies in close to mid-range proximity, including a drill with slow and heavy damage that can be opened and used as a propeller to slow players' falling speed, as well as a whip that has faster and light attacks and can also grab enemies and platforms from a distance. From the core gameplay, it resembles a true Metroidvania game, with a little more spice to it, especially in the combat aspect, where players can use various combos as special skills and finishing moves by combining attacks from the various forms of weaponry, similar to when you play Devil May Cry or some other hack-and-slash games with loads of style. From what we have seen so far, many Metroidvania side-scrolling games absorb some features from 3D games. For example, Hollow Knight absorbing Souls-like games where you have to find your own way to finish the game with minimum waypoints and hints. Also, when your character died, you have to pick up your collected points at the last place of death. This goes almost the same with F.I.S.T, where they absorb elements from 3D hack-and-slash games with multiple combos and weapons. From the concept and the visual, it is very distinctive from the previous new-gen side-scrolling games such as the Ori series and Hollow Knight, where the concept theme is centered around a fantasy universe. F.I.S.T. drops players into a scientific diesel punk concept, but the exploration aspect might be similar to those two by looking at the wide and immersive maps for players to explore. F.I.S.T. Forged in Shadow Torch uses Unreal Engine 4 with physically based rendering and detailed textures, which makes the game's visuals beautifully outstanding, matching the dystopian diesel punk theme perfectly. Though F.I.S.T. Forged in Shadow Torch will be released this year, there is no exact date as of yet, so we can assume that TiGames are still preparing the game. There is much to be expected from the game, and I think it will be well worth the wait, especially if you are a fan of the Metroidvania genre. For Game Insider Magazine, this is Hypersyntax. And there you have it.